Prisoner is going through security when the metal detector suddenly goes off. Before the guards could search him, he takes out the wedge he stole. He explains that he's using it to hang his clothes. The cautious guard doesn't believe him, because Jerry is known as a master escapologist, and anything in his hands it could be used in unexpected ways. So the guard inmates confiscate the wedge, and searches Jerry before letting him go. But the guards could never have imagined that there is still a loophole. Because the wedge Jerry wants to take isn't the one the guards confiscated, it's the one hidden in the heel of his shoe. Jerry hooks the wedge onto the hook that holds the fence in place, and with one push the hook is pried open, and the whole thing is removed without a hitch. He eagerly pokes his head inside. The space inside is just as he expected. It is perfect for a jailbreak. Now all he has to do is widen the hole under the watchful eye of the guards. But after a few days the hole gets bigger and bigger. The original wire mesh is no longer enough to cover it. So Jerry borrows a bunch of magazines, and then he uses the paper to stick water on it, and mix it with some of the wall plaster that he has dug up, and mix it together to make a special pulp, and he makes a frame out of it. Jerry asks his next door neighbor to borrow some paints. He paints the surface in a color similar to the wall, and so a real looking vent is created. After a few days the hole is now big enough to fit Jerry's body, so he climbs in to find out the next step in his escape. He climbs up the vent pipe. Soon he is on the top floor of the prison, but then a guard comes by. Jerry is too scared to move. Luckily the guard doesn't notice him. When he is sure he's safe, he starts looking for a way out. Soon he finds an air vent on the roof, but it is blocked by several bars, and it is too high above the ground. Jerry couldn't reach it even if he jumped. Here Jerry is in trouble, and the guy next door who was watching for him is almost scared to death because the guard is checking the room, but Jerry hasn't come back yet. He bangs on the cell door to alert Jerry, but there is no answer. The guard slowly makes his way over to him. He could only pretend to be calm and continue to draw, but he doesn't realize that the guards don't stop at Jerry's cell. He just walks right on by. It turns out Jerry had it all planned out. A few days earlier Jerry had made a fake head out of cellulose to make it look more real. He asks his colleague who works in the barbershop for some hair with the same color as his own, and puts it on top of the fake head. Before leaving Jerry puts the fake hair on the bed, and turns off the lights to make it look like he's asleep. When the guard checks the room, he is fooled by the fake head, but when he comes back from his rounds, he finds that Jerry hasn't moved a muscle as he does just now. He finds it a bit strange, because Jerry doesn't usually go to bed this early, and he doesn't sleep this soundly, so he asks Jerry's companion. All he could say is that Jerry wasn't feeling well today. The guard doesn't think much of it and plans to leave, but then, he drops his baton on the floor, and when he kneels down to pick it up he suddenly realizes something's wrong with Jerry, so he slowly reaches out to him.